Welcome back, everybody. TV Sports 27. We just got done streaming our NCAA kickoff, our return, season 20. And we had a rough, sloppy game. We encourage you guys, if you didn't see it, check it out. TV Sports 27 here in the archives. But we're getting ready for week 2. And we got South Alabama. We got our second part of our 3-game set with South Alabama. We played them last season, or 2 seasons ago. And we'll go to Mobile next to finish out the series with South Alabama. So hoping for a better effort here as we'll be at home in this one. We saw a couple of upsets in week 1, and you can see all the scores for that on the previous stream. You can see we should be well above South Alabama here as far as rating and ranking and scores, but we'll see. We're going to go with our traditional, the crimson on top, the black on the bottom. What options we got for the Jags here, South Alabama Jags? We got one helmet, and we can either go white or blue. So let's see. We're going to do random pick, right? And we're going to stop now. And they're going to go with blue. So there you go. Blue on the road. And our second time playing South Alabama on the road. And we can also review. I know I mentioned if you guys wanted to see some of the Heisman stuff in the trophy case, just remind me in the chat. We can look at that. If you want to see the past photos and scores from the South Alabama game last time we played them, you can check that out also. Just let me know. So Utah, South Alabama, number 1, defending national champions here. And we're coming off of a look at Andrew Cross's numbers, not good. He had 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, very sloppy. This is going to be the season debut for South Alabama. There's a lot of controversy a few moments ago in the Alabama-Texas game, if you guys are keeping up with the real-life scores. A lot of controversy there. A potential safety that was not called due to a pass or intentional ground or what have you, but the Twitter world was up in arms after that decision. And you see we should be far and away here on South Alabama. We're going to go over the scores with you guys as well as we go through this ball game here. We're going to sit back and let this play out. Look at this. Home opener. Utah, South Alabama. Yeah. Good to be back home. We've had some great games over the years here at this stadium. You know what? I want to take the ball first. We had an opening drive in the last game where we scored. I want to see if we can recap that match. Wow, look at that. Alabama, who upset Texas last week, they lose to Kentucky. What's happening in college football? Hey, Newton. He's got a 32-yard return. What is happening right now in college football? You see the numbers for Andrew Cross last week. Not pretty, not good. See what Coach says. Coach says run it up the gut with our Heisman candidate. This must be an early game. You see a lot of the games at the bottom of the screen have not kicked off yet. We will look at the scores. Any of the big potential upsets after this stream here. Bill Bradford as well. Had about 100 yards on the ground last week. And there's Newton, Jason Newton's been kind of the go-to guy. So 3rd and 1. It just feels like a hot day. Look at the sun here. The sun blasting. And Bradford is going to get the first down here on the Jaguars. A lot of FCS teams in action here in week 2 of the college football season. That one nearly intercepted. Cross. He had a bit of an issue last week against Utah State with some underthrows, and that same issue creeping up for him again here this week. Second down and 10. Cross could not get rid of it. Indecision. And it's going to be third down and 18. Cross just at the last moment tried to get rid of it. So it's going to be third and extremely long. And again, this Utah defense, I mean, we did lose a lot of studs. If you guys remember all the seniors we had last season, but I was not expecting a start like this. Trying to go with the screen pass out to Bradford. And if we're playing the field position game right now, we at least get up to midfield. But we got to figure things out quickly, or our decade-plus run of always going to a New Year's Six game could be coming to a close. We could be finding ourselves right back in Las Vegas, playing San Jose State again. I want the rugby-style kick, as they say, but it didn't bounce and roll. And we will see the Jaguar offense for the first time stepping out onto the field. Our opening drive did not go like it did 1 week ago. South Alabama, USA starting off in the gun. Lee finds Maurice Tate for 9 yards. And they have a hurry-up offense. That's going to be their style. Terrence Lee, he's going to look to the sideline, get the call from his coach. Play fake, and McIntyre. Is that Drew McIntyre? I don't know, but it's going to be a first down. South Alabama. And it's going to be a different type of offense we're looking at here with this hurry-up style. Lee, I don't know what happened there. It seemed like he lost his grip on the ball. Did you see that? Rewind it back. It looked like Terrence Lee was trying to throw the football and just kind of lost his grip. So that forces South Alabama to huddle up here. Dumps that one off to Maurice Tate. I think Tate's a little slow to get up. Let's see if he remains in the game or not. So, tie game still early on. Number 1 Utah. Coming off of a struggle a week ago. And Lee out of bounds. Clayton McIntyre. And the Utes are going to hold. Defensively, they hold them. Hold them down. Hold them down. There you see Tate with the strained forearm. Newton, the MVP last week, with his kick return for a touchdown. You guys must really hate college football. This is the quietest I've seen the chat here on YouTube in quite some time. I'm very surprised. I mean, he added tags. You guys they like tags? Is that a big thing on YouTube, the tags, right? Second down and 13 for a Ute offense that continues to struggle. And Bradford, back-to-back carries. And again, behind the 8 ball here. This is unbelievable. Third down and 13. Cross. He's going to go deep. And what a catch. Jermaine Cox, and that's going to be a huge highlight reel play. Touchdown Utes, the first touchdown pass of the season for Andrew Cross. 80 yards to Jermaine Cox. And that's the Utah Utes we've been waiting to see. My goodness. Welcome back, finally. Unbelievable. Richardson, kick, extra point, good. We'll get the studio update. Alabama upended by Kentucky a week after they knocked off number 3 Texas. We'll have to see where Texas is in the rankings after this game. Hopefully that'll wake this stadium up and kind of show them that Utah's still here. Utah's still here to play with that. That's all it takes. Football's a weird thing. Momentum, man. A play like that is all it takes to break a team out of their funk. Play action fake. Oh, wide open. Well, that doesn't help. Vernon Andrews for 26 yards. Terrence Lee, 5 of 6 in this one. Incomplete. Looking for McIntyre. He's had a number of catches here in the early going. How's Alabama doing? Let's see. I'm talking about real life Alabama. 16-10. With the backup quarterback of Texas in the game. It's interesting right now. It's going to make things more interesting, too, when we get to this expanded playoff system. You know, Alabama with one loss, obviously a loss on the road to Texas, would still be in the postseason hunt. They might be going on the road for a playoff game. Tate with a catch. Maurice Tate. Tate and McIntyre. And the excitement level that we had after that 80-yard touchdown bomb might be coming back down if South Alabama can answer right here. Lee under duress, and he's going to heave it out of bounds. Was he out of the pocket? I don't know. Questionable right there. Second down and 10 for the Jaguars. Harper coming in. That one incomplete. And Terrence Lee now 0 for his last 2 after a pretty comfortable drive. I'd like to see our defensive line try to put some pressure. That's something we struggled with against Utah State as well, is not putting that pressure on the opposing quarterback. We were so good at that in our national championship season. Greenwood for the first down. And here come the Jaguars. Pressure coming. Lee goes down. Terrence Lee sacked. Brandon Charles, a linebacker sack that Lee was not able to read. He tried to just find something. So that'll help. Under 3 to go here in the first. Terrence Lee. Gonna go empty set. Lee connecting with Carter. And Carter driven down. 2 yards short. They're gonna go no huddle here. 3rd and goal. They're going to go option play, and Lee is driven down. So the Utah defense holding strong once again, as they did quite a few times in week 1 against the Aggies. So a field goal attempt right now for South Alabama. And it's good. So 7-3. We'll see what we can do offensively. Ooh, Newton. Jason Newton was trying to get another one of those big kick returns. Disappointed with Bill Bradford early going this season. Top-ranked Heisman candidate. 1,400 yards last season going up against these weaker defenses in South Alabama and Utah State, and been off to a slow start both weeks. Second down, and that one connects with Newton. It's been the Jason Newton show once again. He should be the Heisman candidate. Forget about it. Cross 4 of 5, 120 yards, and the touchdown stats already looking better 1 quarter in than all of last week. As Bill Bradford goes up the gut for 5. 8 yards on the ground for Bradford. Not good. It's good if it's 8 yards on 1 carry. 8 yards over 6 carries. Not so good. Cross to Baldwin. First down, Utes. Red and black, that's our normal style that we go with. Worn that look for quite a while. We typically go with these unis as well. There was one year we tried to go with the all black and we switched it up to the other uniform design, but we had a couple seasons where we tried to go with the black tops as well, but ultimately this is the look we kind of always go back to. Red, red, and black here. And then we typically do red and red on the road. We went all white to kick off against Utah State. And this is a promising drive as well. So we're already looking much better, at least on these 2 possessions so far. As the first quarter will wind to a close for Utah State. Play fake here. Cross. And there was a miscommunication as cross went one way, receiver went the other way. So 3rd and 7 here for the Utah Utes. Cross on the money for Singleton. 2 touchdowns for Andrew Cross. And it's 13-3 for #1 in the nation. 4 national championships for the Utah Utes here. Coming into our 18th season with the Utes. 20 seasons overall coaching. What a run it's been. Our 2nd coach to go this long. You guys remember our initial run that we had on NCAA 12. Ended up with many great seasons at Troy, but the 1 year at Akron and the firing. And then going offensive coordinator at FAU for a number of years, 6 years, 3 years at Ole Miss. And finally heading over to Troy. Now with this coach here, and we're going to have our 3rd coach. I guess our 4th because we had NCAA 8. We weren't streaming then. That was our younger days, but we had the coach, the USC Virginia Tech coach for a while. And that's the end of an interesting first quarter. 14-3. Utah looking much stronger in this one. Alabama, real life Alabama, has just scored a touchdown. They take the lead, 17-6. Maybe I can pull up a broadcast of this game somewhere. Let's see. We can kind of commentate with you guys. Alabama, Texas, coming down to the wire. And first down, Utah State.
Gain of 5 yards. First down.
I'm trying to find a game right now. Here we go. There's one. Intercepted. And it's going to be a pick six. And this is the Utah we're used to seeing. Coming close to outscoring all of last week. Pick six for the Utah Utes. And the extra point is good. And this is more of what we're looking to see. 21-3. Utah over South Alabama. We got the Alabama-Texas game pulled up now, so we'll be keeping an eye on that here as we stream this with you guys. Looks like Texas is punting away, so Alabama can get a double score here. Lee, ooh, he was under duress and kind of just dumped it off.
Anderson, the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Lee popping it up and out of bounds, incomplete. Third down and 10. This is a big opportunity for a stop here as Lee is going down. This is looking like the Utah Utes of a season ago. 22-game win streak on the line in this one, looking for 23 in a row. Our last loss a season and a half ago against Nebraska. But we have Nebraska on the schedule again this season. We do not have Texas on the schedule this season. Those are your heavy hitters in the Big 12. And Newton trying not to get left out of the fun here. As you see the first quarter numbers for Cross, a significant improvement from where it was a week ago. There's a lot of excitement right now. They just need to get back home. Utah State, enemy territory. Cross, and that was a bad pass by Cross. That was off the money. Cross's accuracy is a major, major issue. That's where he's had his problems. Can't find anybody open, and he's going to dump it up to Newton. That was a dangerous throw by Cross. It's dangerous when Cross gets his confidence because then he thinks he can just do anything here. But you can see what happened down the field. There was really nobody open down the field, wide receiver-wise. And there's Jermaine Cox for 15. And that'll be a Utah first down. Fox, big noon Saturday. Alabama and Texas. What's the big afternoon game in college football? Hit me up in the chat. Bill Bradford, still his Heisman candidacy season off to a struggle of a start here. The gut to Bradford.
Gain of 3 yards. That'll make it 3rd and 5.
14 yards for Bill Bradford. Third and 5, so still a possibility of a first down here. And Cross. Oh, Jermaine Cox drops it. You got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. What are we doing? What are we doing? So we'll take the 3. 3-touchdown game. First and 10. Incomplete. Lee was pretty solid in the early going. He's starting to struggle a little bit now here down the stretch. They're going to say Smith did get a foot down. Lee got to peel himself up off the turf. And they go hurry up once again here. Intercepted. And Harris gets beheaded. But another turnover for Terrence Lee. This is what we like to see. This gives us a little bit more confidence here. Still, the offense, at least the rushing attack, not quite where we want it to be. There we go. There's a decent run by Bradford. Second and 4, cross, play action. He's going to roll out, and he's got Baldwin, and Brian Baldwin for 25. Not sure what the fans of the Utes were thinking coming into this one when they're wondering, oh boy, how's this going to turn out? It's turned out the right way for Utah, and we're into the end zone. Touchdown. This is beautiful. I don't know. Do you got maybe for the sake of you guys at home, you like watching a game that's a little tighter, a little more interesting. Me, as a coach, give me the blowouts all day. This is what we want to see. A little breathing room here. Terrence Lee, all kinds of time, and Lee forces it in there, incomplete. Lee's been going the wrong way for a couple of passes here now lately. Zach Langston is here. Zach, welcome into the stream. Glad to have you here, my friend. Terrence Lee. There's Tate, who had a couple of nice catches early on in this one. Zach pretty much, it's exactly how we feel, right? That's exactly right. 3rd and inches for South Alabama for the Jags. And they're going to give it to Smith, and that's going to be an easy first down for Perry Smith. No problem right there. Harper coming in, Lee rolling out, and Lee feeling a little flushed and tosses that one out of bounds. 2nd and 10 for the Jaguars. South Alabama. Screen pass, and Harper. Hey, we got burned in the Utah State game by trying to go after the quarterback. This time, peeling off, covering the running back. A lot more success. Great success. Very nice. All right, 2nd down and 10. 3rd down and 10, rather. This is 3rd down. This is it for the Jags. And Terrence Lee fumbles the football. It's going to be another turnover, and Fowler is going to scoop and score. What a difference a week makes. A struggle in week 1, dominance here in week 2 for number 1 in the nation. Trying to keep this win streak alive. But you know, all great teams have their one bad game. We had one last season. It was the TCU game where we barely won. And even look at some of the great college football teams of the past. They always have that one game where it's kind of like, what happened there? Me being a Boise State fan, I think of the undefeated season. The initial undefeated season, the Fiesta Bowl. It was the game against San Jose State. The game where they had to come from behind the 2-point. It was like, what was happening there? And then the second Fiesta Bowl year, it was the UC Davis game. At home, UC Davis, they barely won that game. It was like, what? And then they dominated everyone else. There's always that one, right? Terrence Lee. We were talking a lot about backup quarterbacks in the Utah State game. Terrence Lee, I wonder if he's going to be on a thin leash here with the way he's played. Look like Hank Bachmeier out there. The 2 INTs, the fumble. Lee is able to get it away. He felt the heat. He took a shot, but he delivered it on the money to Jackson. And Lee finding Anderson, and Anderson gets a block. And he's going to be knocked out at around the 12. So South Alabama with a good-looking drive. Terrence Lee looking to the sideline. And I'm not sure what happened there. There was a bit of a broken play, I believe. So Lee just took it himself. Lee once again, and he gets driven down. So 3rd down and 7. Jackson, touchdown, South Alabama. A very nice drive for the Jags. They're hanging into this one. Ain't going away yet without a fight. They're going to go down swinging. 38-10. South Alabama will get the ball to begin the second half as well because we elected to take the ball, which we rarely do. We typically kick to start the game, but we wanted to have another opening drive. Well, look at Newton. Oh, Newton fumble. That was on the turf. Goodness. And you see what we've done so far. Much better than a week ago. Boy, every time I peek over at this Alabama-Texas game, there's a review going on. It's review, review, review. That's the thing that's brutal, that the USFL did so much better than college football. Even the two, I've watched a couple college football games, I guess, but the ones I've really sat down and watched, the Troy Ole Miss game, the 2 Boise games, oh my God, the reviews, it's brutal. They've got to figure out a way to get that done quicker, or don't review every single play. Like, there's got to be some kind of, like, you know, you can only challenge certain plays, and you maybe look at them. Like the stupidest one, the LSU-FSU game. I don't know if you saw that, Richard or Zach, but my God, they reviewed that for like 15 minutes, and it didn't matter whether or not his knee was in bounds or he got out of bounds. The end result was LSU got a second left on the clock, so it didn't matter. So that was like the stupidest review, but it took so much time. What season of game is this? This is our 20th season. This is season 20 for our Utah Utes. Our 18th coaching them, but our 20th season overall with this coach, season 20. And Cross. Oh, another underthrow, and that's an interception. Cross has got to get a little more under the ball. He's got a real problem with underthrowing, and he had Perry down the sideline. Yes, it does, Zach. Yes, it absolutely does. And oh, we're getting in Cross's face. You got to get some more zip under that ball if you're Andrew Cross. Way too many underthrows. So a chance now, all of a sudden. Oh my God, what a hit. Terrence Lee left his poor receiver out in the open, and he got spun. He looked like John Elway, Super Bowl 32, spinning like a top out there. Unbelievable. Terrence Lee, and that one got it. That was the second time it looked like a pass got away from Terrence Lee. And he's going to have 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and the fumble. And it's a rough outing right now for Terrence Lee. Meanwhile, Texas is driving. They're trying to get that touchdown and get the lead on Alabama. Yes, NCAA 14. Yeah, that's the most recent one. And, you know, we got the new one coming out soon. Andrew Cross sacked. We got the new college football game coming out soon, but we've been with NCAA 14, us college football fans, for many, 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 many years now. So this is 14. Cross. And he's going to be way off the mark. My goodness. Andrew Cross. You take the good, you take the bad with Andrew Cross. You see flashes of brilliance, but then you see things like that. Texas is in field goal range right now, by the way, with Alabama. 3rd and 17. Play action fake, and Cross can't. He just barely gets rid of it. He's going to hit the ground, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. So back to punting it away. Now our momentum, we were going for a while. Now all of a sudden our momentum has stalled a bit. Boy, iPhone really thinks that pill thing is really cool. The dynamic island, that's what they call it. They really think that's cool. I think that's I don't know. Are you guys iPhone people or what? But I think that's the stupidest thing. They're really all in on this dynamic island. I think it's the goofiest thing. 38-10. South Alabama. Tate has to come up. Another pass. The Terrence Lee, his grip on the football has been off on the last couple of throws, and you just saw it there. His receiver had to come up and make the grab. Lee dumps that one off. Clean pass to Anderson. South Alabama's only got 1 timeout left here in the half. Play fake. Lee takes it himself, and he's going to break 1 tackle. What a first down run for Terrence Lee. So that temporarily stops the clock, which I love that rule. I wish the NFL would adopt that rule. There's a lot of rules in college football. Now, for NFL, I do like the 2 feet inbounds rule. I like that better than college. But in college, I think if you hit the ground, you're just down. I think that's goofy as can be in the NFL, where they hit the ground and you got to run up and tag them. And I like the first down stopping the clock rule of college football. And I like college football overtime much better. So there you go. First down, South Alabama. So they're in field goal range, and they can maybe get one more play here. And they are going to go for one more play. Clock isn't started. Now the clock is officially started. Terrence Lee wide open. They get the timeout called. Are you kidding me? Where's the home cooking on the scoreboard? The clock operator, you got to let that second tick down. Boy, if you're a Jags fan, you just missed out on a touchdown there, which would have been big business, but they somehow had enough time to call a timeout. I don't know how, as it looked like the second was going to tick away on them. We're supposed to have home cooking on the scoreboard, and we didn't. 38-13, and South Alabama has a chance to make this one interesting. Carter will take it out of his end zone. And we got a second half to go here. All right, Texas is going to go for a field goal, which would give them the lead here late against Alabama. Alabama 17, Texas 16. What a pressure on this kid. How long is this kick? First down, South Alabama. Brett Auburn. Wow. How about a player Auburn going up against Alabama? I'm sure that joke's been made already, huh? This is a 49-yard attempt, and he drills it. Texas has the lead. This kid, wow. What a kick. You know, the jokes are being made right now. Auburn, Alabama jokes. And as someone that lived in Alabama for about 10 years, the rivalry is real between Auburn and Alabama. There's no in between. There's no Jaguar fans. There's no Troy fans. You know, I was a Troy grad. It's Alabama or Auburn, that entire state, bar none. All right, third and long here for South Alabama. Maybe a nice stop for us. How about that? Reading the screen pass. And we're going to hold them. 4th and 26. Let's see what the Twitter folks are saying. The joke is already made. First thing on Twitter. Auburn trying to beat Alabama. Burt Auburn. Look at the hair. In the pistol. And Bill Bradford. Marvin Harrison Jr., wow. He had a big game. 184 yards, 3 touchdowns. All the kids coming out with the names of their dads. Cross on the mark. Oh, and Cox. Name Cox.
That'll move the chains for another Utah. First down.
Brett McMurphy said 89 seconds left to see if Texas is really back. The only thing standing between Texas and the biggest win. I need to rename the stream Texas and Alabama Talk. The only thing standing between Texas and its biggest win of the last decade is 89 seconds for the reigning Heisman winner and the most dominant dynasty of all time. Wow. When's the last time Alabama's lost a non-conference game. I guess, you know, maybe, you know, a Clemson game. But I'm talking about like a regular season non-conference game. When's the last time? Let me know in the chat if you guys know. When is the last time that's happened to Alabama? 1:29 left on the clock. We're going to be double playing the game, but looking at Alabama, Texas as well. Here we go. They go for the touchback. The cowards. 41 yards on the ground. Another rough day for Bill Bradford. Cross. Oh my God. Cross. That was a disaster of a play. It's going to be picked up by Clark. Cross at least makes the tackle. Cross was just trying to get away, and then he stumbled and tried to throw it away, and it didn't throw it away. Oh my God, that was bad. That was bad all the way around. Oh my God. Fumble! It's picked up by South Alabama. A much better game this week, but still a lot of sloppy play, especially out of Andrew Cross, which is looking like freshman Andrew Cross all over again. Well, here comes Alabama. All they need to do is get into field goal range. And Terrence Lee, 24 of 40. He's throwing the ball a lot here in this game, a lot more than Huggins did last week with Utah State. 1:10 to go. Bama down by 2. And they give it to Anderson. Oh, Alabama's looking like they're going to get into field goal range. Oh, what a heartbreak this would be for Texas. Under a minute to play. Texas not using any timeouts yet, which is kind of interesting. I guess Alabama's only got 1. So let's, you know, decide how you want to play that interception. A 4th interception thrown by Terrence Lee. Try Bonner. See some hype on the sideline. No, they're not going to show us. All right. Timeout called on the field. Is it Texas or is it Bama? I think it's Texas calls the timeout. Bradford rushes for 5. Cross. Where's the O-line? Oh my God, untouched. That's unbelievable. That can't happen. That's unbelievable. Good Lord, all right. 3rd and 10. Cross again. Gets lit up. It's another fumble for Cross. 8 turnovers in this game. And he just broke a South Alabama record. That's his 3rd sack, Darius Clark. And there's something happening. Number 69 on our offensive line is not handling his assignment. And it sucked because there was an open receiver down the field that Cross was looking to hit. So the second half has not been a good one for the Utes. And Terrence Lee continues to be under duress. 4 INTs. Boy, Bryce Young just had a huge run. Of course, if you guys are watching our Madden series with the Denver Broncos, you guys have been keeping up that. We know Bryce Young is part of the Indianapolis Colts. He spent quite a few years there. Wow, I'm surprised they're throwing the ball there, Alabama. 1st down, they're throwing the ball. They're in field goal range right now. Remember those games? Remember Army had the Michigan game? Was it Michigan and Oklahoma, like back-to-back years where they nearly won both of those games? The one Oklahoma game was like on pay-per-view. It's so weird. Like what is it, WWE? Come on. Fourth and 1. Terrence Lee. And he's going to get a touchdown. What an effort by Terrence Lee today. And it's going to be an 18-point game. So we're not out of it yet. And it's not the first time we've struggled against, lower-ranked teams. As I said, we have a whole history of it. Stat book up right now, patreon.com/tvsports27. Link in the description down below to see the history. And Newton is going to have another kick return touchdown to kind of help us out. Jason Newton, back to back. He did it last week. He does it this week. As the opposition's starting to close the gap, and Newton. All right, this is going to be big. Alabama going for the field goal now. 15 seconds to go. Second down and 8. This is a chip shot. Here we go. Here we go, folks. And the kick is good. Texas. Oh, wait a minute. A timeout was called. Texas called a timeout. So the kick is not good. They got one more shot at it. Wow. 89 seconds. Incomplete. That was a dangerous throw by Lee.
Andrews, the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Still a lot of time left in this game. I'm a little surprised. We're 52 minutes into this stream. Lengthy game. Terrence Lee. That was a beautiful throw. Joe Randall. All right, here we go again for Alabama.
That makes it 1st and 10.
Can the Crimson Tide reclaim the lead? Not a problem. They got it again. Texas, Texas, Texas. So here's the thing now. They only have to get to field goal range. They've got 10 seconds, and they wasted one of their timeouts trying to ice the kicker, right? So you take away one of your potential plays, trying to do that ice the kicker thing, which didn't end up working. We'll see if that comes back to hurt Texas, but let's see what the Twitter people are saying on this one.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
Wow, Florida State wore a white helmet for the first time in team history against Louisville. That's kind of cool. That one tossed into double cover. Let's look at this. The white helmet, Garnett, Spears, Knowles. The Seminoles first put a white helmet in their display in 2010, but never made its way to the field. The first new helmet for Florida State since 2015. Terrence Lee to Cooper. Remember they had the spears that like crossed in the back and everyone kind of hated that? The garnet to black gold. I remember that, yeah. That's kind of cool. In some of our BCS playoff episodes up on Patreon, you can see we would wear the black Florida State unis. Lee, what is this? Lee could maybe run for a first down if he wanted. Final. Oh my God, Lyles. Oh, and Lee with the stiff arm, making us look silly. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Wow, a lot of people are bringing up that 2 points from that safety that didn't get called earlier. So there's a lot of controversy there. The handoff to Anderson. Ooh, Anderson. Just drilled. We still got a whole quarter to go in this one. We a long ways from being done. And another South Alabama touchdown. Oh, Terrence Lee goes down. Well, we'll take that, right? Of course we will. There's my cat walking out, waking up. Dragging like an old man just because he woke up. All right, end of the third quarter. It's been a lot more competitive on the scoreboard, would have you say. A 25-point lead right now for the Utes over the Jaguars. Wow, Texas ran the ball out of the back of the end zone. They cost themselves 5 seconds. That's unbelievable. Field goal is good. So 5 seconds to go for Texas. Yeah, that was quite the decision. I kind of want to rewind this back and see what the commentators said about the fact that he ran it out of the back of the end zone. I'm sure coaches hated that. Oh boy, 5 seconds. This is going to be a lot of laterals. Let's see how this one turns out. I won't get copyrighted if I turn this up, right? Can we hear this in the background? Incomplete, game over. They didn't even get to do the laterals. Wow. I want to see this run out of the back of the end zone. I can't believe that happened.
That'll make it 2nd and 7.
Man left. Four down. Mike 51, Mike 51.
See what the announcer said. What a decision.
That's a gain of 1 on the play.
Wow.
Makes it 3rd and 7.
Well, there you go. All right. So now we got to pay attention here. Now we're struggling. We don't want to end up like Texas. Quick pass by Cross. There's the grab by Baldwin. First down, Utes.
That makes it 1st and 10.
Mary Hardin Baylor, they're number 1 in Division III. They got beat by Wisconsin Whitewater, so we saw one number 1 go down.
Roberts on the tackle. That's a gain of 6 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
Oh, what a hit right there with Bradford. Kind of a run out the clock situation a little bit now. I didn't realize Gary Patterson at TCU, he was with Texas. Long tenured time at Texas, but a lot of people are praising the job he did against Alabama. A lot of people are talking about that 2 points. That call early in the game where the 2 points got taken away from Texas. A lot of people talking about that right now on Twitter. Price. Aaron Price for 8. 5.5 to play here. Andrew Cross. Open is Newton, who's had another monster game. First 2 weeks of the season, the Jason Newton show.
The chance for another Utah. First down.
Man left, man left. Four down, four down. Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51. Ready, wide 80, wide 80.
Bradford, he can't get out of the gates.
Tackles him for a loss. No second on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 15.
Three down. Mike 51, Mike 51. Ready, Gray 95, Gray 95.
Cross, he's going to roll out. He's going to throw it on the run. That's the Andrew Cross we want to see. That's the touchdown. And that is the dagger. Now we can put the clock into chewing mode. 52-23. A lot more than we would like to see on the other side of the ball. We want to keep those scores low, but it's good to see 52 back on the board.
The kickoff is down for a touchdown.
Maybe we can get one more turnover here on defense. Screen pass out to Anderson.
Anderson with the reception. Good for a gain of 6 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
Larry. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
And we get interception number 5 off of Harper. Or no, we're Harper. That's Lee. Harper Lee. I was thinking of the book. To Kill a Mockingbird. Kill this. 51 passes for Terrence Lee. 30 of 51.
Mike 50. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, team.
Terrence Lee. Oh, that was almost number 5. Bonner was trying to get his second.
McIntyre, the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Right left. Three down. Mike 50, Mike 50.
And almost again number 5.
Tate was the intended receiver on the play. That brings up 3rd and 10.
Right.
3rd down and 10. South Alabama. Terrence Lee, he just gets clobbered from behind.
That's a loss of 8 yards.
Lee Anderson, Terrence Lee, Lee, you know, the Tenacious D song. Lee. All right. Well, we can go into clock chewing mode now. I'd say the game is pretty comfortable, and we had a decent lead pretty much throughout. There were a couple of moments where we thought, okay, this is going to be interesting. But next season, you know, we're going to Mobile. So we'll be heading to their house, Mobile, Alabama, which the coldest football game I've ever attended was there. I went to the GMAC Bowl. Double overtime. Troy, Central Michigan. Dan Lefevre, and it was a cold game. It felt like a freezer out there. That was the only time I've ever been to Mobile. But we'll be going back with the Utes here. That'll be next season. Season 21. Are we going to make it one more season? What do you guys think? How many more do you think we can pump out before the new game comes out? So we'll probably be doing a lot of this over the next couple of weeks. We'll definitely sprinkle in some PS4 games here or there. We definitely are going to be doing a lot of college football. Be on the lookout for more Patreon exclusives. If you're already a patron, as we said, it's going to be uploaded for free for you guys. If you're not a patron, $5 gets you in the door. Gets you all the bonus content, the stat books, all the goods. And besides the $5 tier, there are 2 other tiers that allow you to shape the channel. You can request streams. If you don't want to see college football this week, consider being a super fan or a mega fan, and you can request whatever you want to see on the channel, as long as we have the game, of course. Like, you know, you can't go on and request, God, what's a game I don't have that's popular out there? Call of Duty. I don't have that, but you know the stuff we have, and you can certainly ask what we got in the archives and the library. And we got a bunch of old games too on Xbox 360, which is what we're playing this on. So if you want to see one of those old games, that's certainly on the table as well. Most likely see some arena football this week too, now that we kind of got the setup, the OBS all hooked back up. Might see some arena football this week on the old PS2. But there you go. We go to 2-0, so the win streak continues. 23 in a row for the Utah Utes here, and the defending national champions. It's not been the prettiest football in the world. Maybe we're being too hard on ourselves. We're looking for perfection. It's been sloppy at times. But it's going to be 52-23. That's going to be a victory. Appalachian State and Texas A&M is going to be really interesting. That's going on right now. And considering what App State did last week, Notre Dame and Marshall go into the half. That's a 1-point game. That's one to keep an eye on. Any other big games? I guess Georgia, they're playing Samford. Save all these pictures for the archives. Maybe we can go into the archives real quick. We'll go to the main menu, and we'll see what other scores happen from this week. We'll look at next week, but if you guys want to see the photos from the last time we played South Alabama, we can go into the archives and pull them up real quick before we end this stream. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I don't know. I feel like you guys kind of hated it because there was a lot less interaction for this stream. Very quiet in the chat for this week. Ooh, the Tulsa Oilers. They've officially, that's going to be the new IFL team. Boy, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago. We had the IFL championship. The Steam Wheelers were in there. They came up just short. Northern Arizona. Oh, is it the same people that own? People are pissed. Why are they upset? Does the Edmonton Oilers own the Tulsa Oilers? Oh, there's a minor. Oh, so there's a bye week, so we can skip right past to the TCU. So we got a lot of scores to check over. There's an ice hockey team, the Tulsa Oilers. that's why people are upset. Tulsa Oilers football. People are upset. That's not going to be confusing at all. When I say I want to go to an Oilers game, I mean football. People are pissed. This is funny. Oh my god, that's funny. So there you go, Tulsa Oilers. And it looks like their colors are going to be black and yellow. That's kind of interesting. I feel like there's a lot of black and yellow already in the indoor league, because you got the Panthers, which are black and yellow. And you got the Strike Force also. They're kind of a greenish, I guess, but a really dark green and black and yellow. This part takes forever. I know they got a lot of stuff to go through, but this is when you're trying to get to the next week, it takes a long time, which is why I cut the last stream off. But I know you guys want to see the scores, so. We're almost there, we're almost there. All right. Well, we're trying to get Mike Washington. I thought he locked us out, so that's going to be interesting. We haven't really looked at the recruits. I guess we could do that real quick, too. Again, I try to keep these streams at around 1 hour for the YouTube algorithm. They like things that are around that length, the 30-minute to 1 hour mark. So TCU, that's going to be our first real test. We struggled with TCU last season, and they're coming into this one. Look at that. Boy, Tyson's much better than what we're doing right now, quarterback-wise. But, I mean, it was an FCS win, so. Let's see here. Let's, first of all, I guess you guys wanted to see the picture, right? So we can do that. And I've kind of mentioned this could be a Patreon request, but if you guys ever want to see, I save all the pictures from all the games here into the archives. So if you guys just want to see the old pictures, have memories, you know, maybe on our old YouTube channel, any of our patrons, hit me up and let me know. It always brings up that menu, and I don't know why. So you're seeing only 5 years here. That's because this is when we started doing the whole college football playoff thing. If we go to our other save file, then we'll have all the other seasons from year 1 through 20. So that's why you're only seeing a couple of seasons right here. I believe this is the South Alabama game. And it is, so you can see similar unis for South Alabama, but we were wearing the all black that era. So that's what it looked like last time we played the Jags. Now, was this the era? I have to look one more picture. I think maybe that was the era when we were wearing the all black. We were kind of doing like the New York Dragons of the indoor league, where we're doing the red helmets and the all black at home. So let's pick another random game at home. Let's see here. Do we wear the all black? Yeah, so that was the era. It was only a couple of years ago that we were doing the all black era. But I think we ditched it because that's when we had the struggle of a rookie year for Cross. So we ditched it, and then we had the success last season and decided, well, we'll just stick with the old reliable, the red and black. So there's a little preview there. If you want to see more of that, let me know on Patreon. That could be a request. You guys wanted to see the Heisman Trophy. There's all our national titles, 4 with Utah, 1 with Florida State, and all our different bowl trophies that you see there are a couple of Rose Bowls, our Fiesta Bowl. We should have some more Fiesta Bowls in there. I don't know if us doing the college football playoff thing is what makes this thing glitch out, but as far as the awards go, there's your Heisman. One of them is going to be Cox. and the other is Kevin Hayes. So 2 Heisman winners here. I think Bradford, or Bill Bradford, he's going to be bumped down on the list for that, for Heisman, because it's not been a good start for him. And he's still at the top of the Heisman consideration. I'm somewhat surprised by that. There's not been 2 Heisman-type games. And to wrap this one up, we'll take a look at some scores. We'll see what happened in Week 2. We'll take a quick peek of Week 3 as well. So I think we just want to look at top 25, really. Kind of see if there's any big ones. So, my alma mater, Troy, 0-2. Not looking good there. Fresno, who was in the college football playoff last season, starting off unbeaten. There's a top 25 battle. Cincinnati knocking off the SEC champions. There you go on that. No problem for Minnesota Army. Not a problem there. Virginia Tech as well. Air Force getting whooped up on by OU. That was a Big 12 battle. Both those teams in the Big 12. Texas, they bounced back. They struggled, though. They struggled against Florida Atlantic, who's won the Sun Belt Conference a number of years here. USF, another college football playoff team from a season ago. The win there. Ohio State with their win. So pretty much business as usual. Iowa as well. Penn State, the win there. Georgia Tech. Notre Dame has moved up to number 2 with the Texas loss. Central Michigan of the Big Ten. Of course, they jumped to the Big Ten a couple of years ago after their big national championship run where they lost to Texas. Arkansas, that all of a sudden, Arkansas was an easy game last season. We're going to Arkansas, and they're going to be ranked, it's looking like, and they're kind of just cruising along. So that could be a scary, potentially scary game right there. Very much so. And we look at just kind of some of the other scores right here. Nothing else really jumping out. And then in Week 3, did we have any big upsets? That was a tight contest there. Oklahoma just barely survived on the road. I think that happened in real life, Penn State and Ohio. So there you go. Ohio gozaimasu. And Georgia Tech snuck by with a win. And our old defensive coordinator, now head coach of BYU, he took the loss. After Michigan, Texas in another tight contest. So back-to-back tight contests for Texas. Notre Dame won a tight one. Tennessee. There you see the Arkansas continuing to win there. On the road, USF, not a problem there. I don't think any other big... Georgia 0-3. So pretty by the book. That was a close one. Michigan State had a scare. Everything else pretty by the book. So we're going to wrap this up looking at the top 25 here. You can see college football playoffs. Utah, Notre Dame, Iowa, Ohio State, but you still got a lot of teams in the mix. Minnesota, Penn State, Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. Texas still in the mix despite their loss. That's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in on this doubleheader college football weekend, and we'll see you next time. Do consider following us here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter, and consider checking us out, patreon.com, TV Sports 27. We'll see you next time, guys.